Hello, Spencer with Town Line Equipment. And the last couple days have been very cold for us with temperatures below zero. Today we're going to take you the time to show you how to service your fuel system when it's this cold and some of the things to look for to make sure your tractor will run correctly. So the first place you're going to want to start if you're having any issues with your tractor running is here at the water separator. Typically you're going to find that on the right side of your tractor, and it's going to be a clear 3-inch tube. At the bottom of your water separator is a red ring, and this is going to float up when there's water developing in there to the point where you have a drain water line. Inside most of these water separators is a screen as well. If you don't see any ice buildup or moisture there, the next place we're going to look is your actual fuel filter, which is typically located at the front of your tractor. It might be black or it'll be white as well. So this 4760 is a prime example of what to look for when we're going to have problems. In the bottom of the water separator, you can see about an 1/8 inch of ice built up that's frozen, and the red ring itself is suspended in that ice. We're going to try to get this tractor to run, and if we can get it up into the shop, we're going to go through the process for cleaning that out and replacing the filters. One thing that's going to help us start our Kubota tractors in the winter is the fact that they have glow plugs. So what we do is we're going to turn our key on to accessory, and right here in the center of the screen it has the coils. That means this tractor's plugs are on and it's warming itself up. Another thing, which this doesn't have yet, is the optional block heater that we like to install in our tractors. Just for argument's sake, to show you guys how cold it is, here's an infrared thermometer on this bucket. End of the day, we got a high of 19 for today. Alright, so now that we've got this L-Series inside, like I said, we're going to start at the water separator. Since I brought it inside, it's gotten a lot cloudier, and that again is a sign that there's moisture. So what you'll do on the top here is you're going to shut the fuel off, grab yourself a set of pliers, and you're going to loosen this ring on the top of the separator. And this is going to let the bottom of it come out. And as you can see there, it is quite cloudy and frozen. Before I install this back, I'm going to show you guys all the different parts. So if you ever have an issue, you know where to look. The number one thing that likes to run away is this O-ring on the top. You need to make sure that's installed, otherwise this won't seal. There's a metal spring that goes down in the center of it, and that is what holds your screen in place. And then as I mentioned, you have your red ring, which is going to show you if there's moisture or not. Then you'll take your assembly, come back in, and it'll thread on to the boss. And once you have that all the way to the top, it's handy if you make sure that your picture points out with the drain line on it. And it doesn't need to be very tight, just enough for that O-ring to squish so it seals. And then we can turn our fuel back on. And now the tractor's gonna fill the bowl back up. would keep power on. So the next place we're going to work on after our water separator is our actual fuel filter. That's, like I said, up here on the right side typically. If it's original, it'll be black. If it's been serviced, it'll be white. On the Grand L's, you're going to remove this front fascia. And then for ease of access, we're going to remove this panel. And then, whether you have a filter wrench or pliers, we are going to remove the fuel filter. So when it's time to put your new fuel filter back on, what you're going to want to do is have a little jar of treated diesel, and you're going to fill it up almost to the top. What you're doing is you're pushing the air out of the filter so it doesn't have to work through the tractor's fuel system. There we go. And now we're gonna install this back on. And then, now that I know where the face of this filter is going to be, I'm going to take a paint pen here, and I'm just going to put the date on it so I can keep track of the last time this was serviced. And that way, every 50 to 100 hours, whatever you prefer, you can replace the filter. Alright, so now where we've got a water separator that's clean, a new fuel filter with a date on it so we can keep track of hours, the last step is to treat our fuel. And you're going to have two options here. So we carry Power Service, and they have a white jug which you can use all year round as a fuel supplement, and that's going to help prevent your filters from gelling up. In the case that you do have a gelled up tractor, they have their red bottle, and as it says, this will restore flow caused by gelled filters and frozen lines. In this case, when it was able to run and drive itself in here, we're just going to put the additive in it. Once you've added your additive, you'll want to drive your tractor around and make sure it mixes with whatever fuel is in your tank. Another option for you to do is pre-mix this into your jugs when you get your diesel from the station. If this video has generated questions on servicing your tractor, reach out to your closest Town Line location in Vermont, New Hampshire, or New York. For more videos like this where we give you tips and tricks on equipment, visit our website, townlineequipment.com.